In the quiet suburbs of Evergreen Heights, where manicured lawns stretched like emerald carpets under the watchful eyes of streetlights, Emily Carter lived what most would call a picture-perfect life. She was 32, with sun-kissed hair that fell in soft waves to her shoulders, and eyes the color of stormy seas, eyes that had once sparkled with unbridled joy, but now held a subtle shadow of doubt. Her husband, John, was the epitome of reliability. A tall, broad-shouldered man in his mid-30s, with a disarming smile and a job as a financial consultant that kept him in crisp suits and away from home, just enough to make his returns feel like celebrations. They had met in college, bonded over late-night coffee runs, and shared dreams of a family, a home, and adventures yet to come. 10 years later, they had the home, a cozy 2-story colonial with a white picket fence. But the family and adventures, those remained whispers in the wind. But here's the ultra-realistic hook that might make you pause and glance over your shoulder tonight. What if the person you share your bed with, the one who knows your deepest fears and favorite breakfast cereal, is hiding a secret so dark it could unravel your entire world? Not some movie plot, but the kind of real-life nightmare that starts with a forgotten phone notification or a misplaced key. If that chills you, hit that subscribe button right now, because stories like this one are why my channel exists. We dive into the shadows of human nature, and I promise you won't want to miss the next one. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's get into the woman who discovered her husband's dark secret. Emily stirred the pasta sauce on the stove, the aroma of garlic and basil filling the kitchen like a warm embrace. It was a Tuesday evening in late autumn, the kind where the sun dipped early, painting the sky in hues of bruised purple. John was due home any minute, his silver sedan pulling into the driveway with the precision of a metronome. She glanced at the clock, 6:45 p.m., right on time. As she set the table, her phone buzzed on the counter. A text from her best friend Sarah. "Hey, Em, saw John at the mall today. He was with some woman. Looked intense. Everything okay?" Emily's heart skipped a beat. She typed back quickly. "What? Must be a client. He's been swamped with work." But doubt crept in like fog rolling off the nearby lake. John had mentioned a meeting downtown, not at the mall. She shook it off. Sarah was prone to exaggeration. And John? He was faithful, devoted, or so she thought. That night, as they ate dinner, Emily studied him across the table. His fork twirled spaghetti methodically, his eyes fixed on his plate. "How was your day?" she asked, her voice lighter than she felt. "Same old," he replied with a shrug. "Dealt with some tricky accounts. You?" She forced a smile. "Quiet. Worked on that freelance article about local history." He nodded, but his gaze flickered to the window, where the curtains swayed gently in the draft. Was it her imagination, or did his hand tremble slightly as he reached for his wine glass? Later, in the bed, Emily couldn't sleep. John's breathing was steady beside her, but she lay awake, replaying Sarah's text. Quietly, she slipped out of bed and padded downstairs to the study, where John's laptop sat on the desk. She knew his password, their wedding date. With a guilty glance upstairs, she opened it. The screen glowed softly in the dark room. Emails, spreadsheets, nothing out of the ordinary. But then, in his browser history, a site caught her eye. Anonymous Confessions Forum. She clicked. Hearts pounding. Threads about hidden lives, affairs, addictions. John's username? Shadowman87. Her breath caught. One post from him, dated 3 weeks ago. "I've been living a lie for years. The guilt is eating me alive, but if she finds out, it'll destroy everything." Emily's world tilted. Who was she? Her. What lie? She closed the laptop, her mind racing. It could be nothing. A vent, a joke, but the seed of suspicion had been planted. The next morning, Emily woke to the smell of coffee brewing. John was already up, humming in the kitchen. "Morning, love," he said, kissing her forehead. His touch felt normal, reassuring. Maybe she was overreacting. But as the day wore on, alone in the house, the doubt festered. She decided to search the attic, John's domain, filled with boxes of old memorabilia he claimed were from his college days. Climbing the creaky ladder, she flicked on the dim bulb, dust motes dancing in the air. Boxes labeled John's stuff lined the walls. She opened one. Photos of a younger John with friends she didn't recognize, laughing at a beach. Another held letters, yellowed envelopes addressed to Johnny from someone named Lila. Her stomach knotted. Who was Lila? Deeper in, she found a locked metal box. Her fingers trembled as she searched for a key, finding one taped under the attic hatch. Clever, but not clever enough. Inside, a passport, not John's current one. This one had his photo, but a different name, Michael Reeves. Birth date the same, but issued 5 years ago. Emily's pulse thundered. Identity fraud? Why? She heard the front door open downstairs. John home early. Panic surged. She locked the box, shoved it back, and descended the ladder just as he called. "Em? You up there?" "Yeah, just grabbing holiday decorations," she lied, forcing a smile as she emerged. He eyed her curiously. "Find what you needed." "Almost," she replied, her voice steady despite the storm inside. That night, sleep evaded her again. What if John wasn't John? What dark secret lurked behind that passport? Days blurred into a haze of normalcy laced with paranoia. Emily started noticing things. John's phone buzzing at odd hours. Him stepping outside to answer in hushed tones. "Work," he'd say when she asked. One evening, while he showered, his phone lit up on the nightstand. Caller ID. Unknown. Curiosity won. She answered. A woman's voice, soft and urgent. "Michael, it's me. We need to talk about the plan. The drop is set for Friday." Emily's blood ran cold. "Who is this?" she demanded. Silence, then a click. The line went dead. John emerged from the bathroom, towel around his waist. "Who was that?" he asked casually. "Wrong number," she muttered, handing him the phone. But her mind screamed, "Michael, the passport name. A plan? A drop?" She needed answers. The next day she followed him to work, or so he said. His office was in the city center, but his car turned toward the industrial district instead. She tailed him at a distance, heart hammering. He parked outside an abandoned warehouse, glancing around before entering. Emily waited 5 minutes, then crept closer, peering through a grimy window. Inside, John, Michael, met with 2 men in suits exchanging a briefcase. Words floated out. "The funds are secure. No traces. The wife suspects nothing." Emily gasped, backing away. "Funds? What funds?" She raced home, mind reeling. Embezzlement? Something worse? Emily couldn't confront him yet, not without proof. She turned to the internet, searching Michael Reeves plus their town. Nothing. Then adding criminal record. A hit, an old news article from a small town 2 states away. Michael Reeves wanted for questioning in embezzlement scheme. The photo, younger but unmistakably John. Her husband was a fugitive, living under an alias. But why marry her? Love or cover? She delved into his past. His family stories never added up. No visits, vague details. She called the number from his college records. Disconnected. Tension built as John grew distant, working late. One night, he came home reeking of perfume. "Client dinner," he explained. Emily nodded, but inside, suspicion boiled. Weeks passed. Emily's nerves frayed. She installed a tracker on his car app. Guilt gnawed, but fear drove her. The tracker led to a seedy motel on the city's edge. She parked across the street, watching. John entered room 207. Minutes later, a woman arrived, brunette, elegant. Lila? They embraced at the door. Betrayal stabbed deep. An affair on top of everything? But as she watched, the woman handed him a folder. Not lovers, accomplices. Emily confronted him that night. Who's Michael Reeves? John's face paled. What? I found the passport, the calls, the warehouse. He sighed, sinking into a chair. It's not what you think. Then tell me. He hesitated. I was Michael, involved in a corporate scam years ago. I faked my death, started over as John, met you, fell in love. But old partners found me. They're blackmailing me to launder money or they'll expose me. Emily stared. Blackmail? Why not go to the police? They have evidence that implicates me in worse. A hit and run cover-up. I didn't do it, but it looks bad. Suspense hung thick. Was he lying? Emily agreed to help, but secretly contacted a PI. The investigator dug. John to Michael had a hidden bank account. Millions siphoned. But the woman, not Lila, an FBI agent. John was undercover? No. The PI revealed John was the mastermind, using Emily as alibi. The blackmail a ruse. Tension peaked as Emily planned escape. One stormy night, Emily packed a bag. John caught her. Where are you going? Away from your lies. He blocked the door. You don't understand. Lightning flashed. I do. You're a criminal. He lunged, but she dodged, grabbing a vase. Shatter. Sirens wailed. PI had called cops. John arrested. Secret. Not just embezzlement. He'd killed his old partner. Emily safe, but scarred. If you enjoyed this spine-tingling tale, smash that like button, subscribe for more dark secrets and thrilling stories, and drop your country's flag in the comments below. Let's see where my viewers are from. What's your flag?